Before Europeans arrived, India was one of the richest regions of the world. Indian spices, cotton textiles, silk, indigo, and precious stones were in huge demand across Europe, West Asia, and Southeast Asia. Indian ports like Calicut, Surat, Masulipatam, and Cambay were already connected to global trade networks, controlled mainly by Arab merchants. Europeans wanted to break this monopoly and reach India directly. By the 15th century, land routes to India were blocked by the Ottoman Empire. Spices became expensive in Europe. This pushed European countries to find a direct sea route to India. Portugal, being a strong maritime power, took the lead. In 1498, Vasco da Gama reached Calicut on the western coast of India. This event marked the beginning of European penetration into India. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to establish control over Indian Ocean trade using naval power. The Portuguese established trading centers at Goa, Diu, Daman, and Cochin. Goa became their capital in India. They controlled sea routes, imposed carta system, trade permits, and monopolized spice trade. However, religious intolerance, weak administration, and limited manpower led to their decline. The Dutch East India Company arrived mainly for spice trade, but later focused on Indonesia. The French East India Company established strong bases at Pondicherry and Chandanagore. Unlike Portuguese, the French actively interfered in Indian politics and supported Indian rulers. In 1600, the British East India Company was established. Initially, it only wanted trading rights in India. With permission from Mughal emperors, British set up factories at Surat, Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta. At this stage, the British were economically weak compared to Indian rulers. After the death of Aurangzeb, the Mughal Empire declined rapidly. Successor emperors were weak and dependent on nobles. Regional powers like Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Marathas, and Mysore became independent. This political fragmentation created the perfect opportunity for British expansion. British and French fought several Carnatic Wars to control trade and territories. The British emerged victorious due to better naval power and financial strength. The defeat of the French removed the last European rival of the British in India. The Battle of Plassey was not a fair military battle, but a political conspiracy. Siraj-ud-Dawla, the Nawab of Bengal, was betrayed by Mir Jafar. Robert Clive defeated the Nawab with a small army. This victory made the British the real power in Bengal. Turning point: trade company to political ruler. In the Battle of Buxar, the British defeated the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II and Nawabs of Bengal and Awadh. As a result, the British got Diwani rights, the right to collect revenue. This gave the British financial control over eastern India. With revenue in their hands, the British strengthened their army. Indian wealth was now used to expand British rule. This marked the beginning of economic exploitation of India. Under Subsidiary alliance, Indian rulers were forced to keep British troops in their states. They had to pay for these troops and surrender foreign policy. Failure to pay meant loss of territory. This destroyed Indian sovereignty without direct war. According to Doctrine of Lapse, if a ruler died without a natural heir, his state was annexed. States like Jhansi, Nagpur, and Satara were taken over. This policy deeply angered Indian rulers. Tipu Sultan of Mysore fought bravely against the British. Marathas resisted, but internal conflicts weakened them. The Sikhs fought strong wars, but were eventually defeated. By 1850, most of India came under British control. British success was due to superior weapons, discipline, unity, and economic resources. Indian rulers lacked unity and often betrayed each other. British used diplomacy, war, and policy together. The Revolt of 1857 was the first major resistance against British rule. Although it failed, it shook British confidence. After this revolt, the British Crown took direct control of India. European penetration started with trade but ended in colonial rule. British conquest was slow, systematic, and strategic. This period laid the foundation for India's long freedom struggle.